We are going to go ahead and kick off the show by bringing in our good friend Suzanne Levine, Executive Director for the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Suzanne, so fun to have you with us. How are you?
I'm great, and good morning. It's so wonderful to see you back in the driver's seat.
I love that color on you. You are just a burst of spring.
Yeah, I'm bursting all right.
How are you doing, our good friend? How are things looking here for our area businesses? Because I will say, if you want to know what's going on in the business community here in the Greater West Bloomfield area, you are the person that has the pulse on what is happening. What's the forecast for the summer?
Well, the forecast looks very bright, and it looks like, a lot of the businesses that we were concerned about are going to survive. And that's why I always urge everyone that I know to please support your local community. Go into these shops, get to know all the great people that have, supported our community throughout, and, hopefully we can reciprocate and support them as well.
So, Suzanne, it's been a while since you and I have talked about this issue. In the beginning of the pandemic, there was that big push. Support local, support local, support local. Do we still have that energy for the local companies and the local businesses that we had at the beginning of the pandemic?
No, I think there's a bit of fatigue. I think, well, one thing that was great was LaFontaine Subaru supported. I had created this SOS campaign, Support Our Shops. And it was a great campaign where there was a trivia question, and the first person to answer received a $25 gift card from LaFontaine. Our good friend Audrey Rice Camp went around and bought gift cards from our local businesses. And so that was awesome. I've been able now to work out something with Bush's Fresh Food Market, and they're going to continue the campaign with a different kind of flavor. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of, okay, well, things are back to normal. Let's go back to, shopping at our Target, Walmarts, etc. So I'm really hoping to re-energize that thoughtfulness that we really need to support our small businesses. They are the backbone, not just of our community, but of our nation.
Well, and I think for so many of us, having them leave our little corner of this world, it was sad to see them go because we become so reliant on them. They make like the fabric of our, of our community. And so to have some of them close, are any good news on the horizon though? Are we seeing any new businesses slated to open in the area?
We are seeing some new businesses. I know that I think it's that Don Carlos is supposed to open the Mexican restaurant. There's supposed to be that international market in the old Barnes and Noble.
What's that store going to be about?
It's probably going to be pattern, and don't quote me on this, sort of like what goes on with Contoro Market in Livonia or Zerbo's. So that's pretty exciting. I think we need, I know when Kroger closed at Maple and Orchard, before then, it was, oh my God, my brain, shopping center. It was a great loss to the community. I mean, Plum Market is fabulous and Whole Foods, but you still want a place that you can buy your staples at. So it's great that Bush's has kind of stepped in. They are newly remodeled. Supermarket is beautiful. But, I'm a firm believer that people should not be afraid of competition, because it should just ramp up your game and you figure out how you can distinguish yourself in this marketplace, because competition really is never going away. So people should not be afraid of it.
One of the things, gas prices are going through the roof right now. So it's a good time to support local. Don't get in your car, don't drive. Just hop on your bike and, ride your bike down to the local grocery store, get a little bit of exercise, and keep the businesses that we do have still. Hey, can we talk a little bit too about hiring? Is it getting any better for some of the companies?
No, not really. And so I think one of the challenges for a small business is how can they compete with a larger business as far as whether it's a bonus or perks. And I think I know that all the communities, like Oakland County, received a lot of COVID money that they haven't spent. And one of the things that I am trying to advocate is trying to get some sort of fund of having maybe mini transportation to pick up employees so they don't have to spend on gas, or they don't have to wait for, a mass transit, a bus or something to bring them here. The other thing that I've tried to tell employers is go look in the older, senior pool.
Yeah.
A lot of people are still vibrant. They've retired. Maybe they only want to work a couple hours a week, but they are a great talent pool because they don't have young children that they have to run home to. They're very dedicated, and they're very responsible. So I think they have to sort of branch out the kind of employees, and even going to like the Friendship Circle or some of the other places, where these special needs people, they are very, very excited to work. I know they're working at Dakota Bread, Soul Cafe. So, there are some options that some of these businesses, whether it's, stock or whatever, that they could hire these people and, try to make up some of the slack. And I think they just have to look beyond the regular kind of traditional thinking, oh, I only want this kind of employee.
I've been pretty excited. Sylvan Table moved into Sylvan Lake, opening in the middle of the pandemic, and I think it's really helping to put the greater West Bloomfield area on the map, bringing people into the area. They've found huge success. Do you think any of that's going to flow over into some other area businesses?
I really hope so. I hope that, businesses understand this is a great area to invest in. We have an affluent community, and they do support, like our Prime 29. We used to have that beautiful restaurant, The Lark, that closed after all those years. But I really think that, we need to think locally. I know that, Amazon really did put a damper on a lot of businesses during the pandemic, but now that people are out and about and happy to revisit, being out in the fresh air and going into stores, I think we have to push another campaign, and I'm going to try to work with the township and with Oakland County. I know they have those small business Saturdays, but I think it has to be broadened. It should be a small business every day. Try to figure out how we can support our community because, as I've repeated often, and as we know, they are the backbone of our community. They pay taxes. These small businesses, the people that run them, some of them are family-run businesses that have been in business a long time, and it's really so sad to see and heartbreaking when they have to close because they haven't had the support from the community or they can't get the help they need.
And they're just recovering from the COVID-19 crisis, and now I feel like some of these smaller businesses are being hit by inflation as well.
Yes, there is a shortage, and I'm not really sure what is causing it. When you hear that even formula is, it's almost more than the price of gold. These are issues that we all as citizens, we have to urge our community leaders to figure out how to solve it. I know there's a problem with truck drivers, and I know there's a problem with the diesel fuel, the cost of diesel fuel. So these are national problems that demand our attention immediately, and it has a trickle-down effect, unfortunately. All you have to do is go to the supermarket and see how your favorite items every week are 50 cents, sometimes even $1 more. I cannot believe, I love avocados, and I cannot believe how the price of them every single week, I feel like buying 30 of them at once, except they won't last. I can't even believe the price increase. So, this is a problem that unfortunately hurts not just the business owners, but obviously the consumers.
So, Suzanne, before we say goodbye, just another minute or two here with you on the Splash Live, give us an update with the Chamber. I think people during the COVID crisis, as the businesses really became reliant on you guiding them through the crisis and the knowledge that you were able to offer. Are things looking up for the Chamber? Are you having more members come to you and stay with the Chamber?
Absolutely. And, I think people are really clamoring for in person. So we've tried to now transition out of the, Zoom, Facebook Live phase. We have our Cup of Connections. It used to be just a drop in coffee meet and greet, but I decided that I was going to showcase our local businesses. So we are doing one. The 20th. Normally it's the second Friday, but because it's Michigan Week this week. And so people can go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com. We're doing our health fair, which actually we're very so honored to have the township work with us, where it's free to the public, but we'll have about 40 different businesses that are involved in health and wellness, that it will be open to the public with all kinds of swag, which I know people love. Also information about, different opportunities to look into how to get healthier and feel better about yourself. And July 20th, we are having our multi-chamber event at the Showcase Suburban Collection in Novi with the Farmington Hills Chamber, the Lakes Area Chamber, the Novi Chamber, and the Southfield Chamber. So there is a charge to attend that. But there are a lot of really great events happening, and I'm really excited because I'm going to have 2 leadership breakfasts. I haven't firmed up the dates, but we have some really phenomenal speakers from the city of Detroit, because I think there is definitely a lot of synergy between, Detroit and the suburbs. So stay tuned. And my last thing is that we're hoping to have our holiday party in the summer. Usually we feature a local charity, our Not So White Elephant, and it'll be featuring Hospitality House Food Pantry, but I'm looking for a venue and I'm hoping to close on that shortly. So yes, a lot of great events. Please, everyone, come to them, support our community, and the chamber's here for you. I'm here to strategize and hopefully be your ultimate business matchmaker.
That's a good way to put it, and you are a great matchmaker. Suzanne, we love what you do, and we love how you are always thinking outside the box, bigger and better, to bring the community together and support our businesses. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll be checking in with you on a regular basis. You have so much going on.
Thank you, Ronnie, and I love working with you, so I'm so excited to have you back.
Well, you have a happy Tuesday. Go out and enjoy the nice, warm weather.
You too at some point today.